No, I have many personalities.
Oh my God.
Hi, Heather. I'm an actor. I learned to be one. So, yeah, no. It's what you guys want. You want fun.
And that's it.
You want to talk about the film and how was it made, and you know, when I was young, there was somebody very famous that didn't give an autograph when asked, that didn't want to take a picture, that wasn't nice to fans, and I saw that when I was young, and I thought, well, that's, you know, it's not nice. We are here tonight because you love this film. And then I went on to make other films that made such a difference, I think, and entertain. That's lucky. And now we can take that voice and hopefully make the world a better place. So that's what I try to do. But in the meantime, I know you want to ask me some questions.
I'm totally going to ask you some questions. So, Miss Linda Blair. Well, you already kind of went into a little bit about how you got involved with The Exorcist, but what was your experience? I mean, first of all, I would think it would be scary on set. I'm sure it probably wasn't to a degree, but you're like, no. What was your experience like on set? And obviously, how did you feel once you felt the impact of this huge movie?
Okay, so you want the 5-hour answer, or do you want the 5-second answer? I'm kidding. let me preface it or tell the little story.
Okay.
It was a little Red Riding Hood went through the woods. I said I was going to tell a story. When we went, I told you I went in for the casting in New York, and I got the film, and it changed my life. Nobody, Warner Brothers, there isn't anyone that thought the film was going to get maybe possibly finished and or on the screen. What I did learn after the film was the politics involved, and what I did learn is about the Catholic Church and about the Baptists and about all the different religions, who judged and who didn't judge, because I was the target. So I understand what it's like, the prejudice, misunderstanding, which is, of course, why I fight for the breed of dogs that I do. But working on the set, we had all the makeup tests. We had a lot of rehearsal. They made several different sets. It was done in New York City. The exorcism scenes are on a set that it has 3 refrigeration fans that they would use at a meat packing company. So I think it was 17 below in the morning, and then they would light it, and when it came up to about 25, they would turn the fans back on. Remember, we didn't have digital media, so they had to make the breath. So it had to be that cold. Mm-hmm. And of course, I'm the only one that couldn't have long underwear. So it was freezing. I hate cold. And working with Ellen Burstyn was extraordinary, and then she was a friend. She taught me so much. She's the one that brings out, look at the scene where I'm laying in bed. You all have probably seen this movie a few times, have you?
But some may haven't. Some may haven't, so we don't want to give away any major plot points.
So when I'm in the bed and she's talking to me, so the camera's going to be over her shoulder onto me, and I'm looking up at her, and we're talking about my birthday and what did I want to do, and we're talking about a director friend, and I think it's more than that, blah blah blah. The point is, it's the most natural scene. You feel like you are infringing on a moment, and that you're like a little bug on the wall. And that's Ellen Burstyn that taught me that. That's great filmmaking. You rehearse and rehearse, and you turn the cameras on when they don't know. And that's how you catch magic. It's how you teach actors. And so I loved working with Ellen. Max von Sydow, I want you to remember, was 46 years old. So the makeup that Dick Smith created, not just on me, but also Max von Sydow is 46, not 86. Look, it's amazing. And without these performances and Jason Miller, you wouldn't believe the movie. And Billy Friedkin, the director, came to me early and said, we've hired a stunt person by law, but I can't use her because if I do, nobody will believe it. It'll be the laughing stock of Hollywood. So I'm going to ask you to trust me. You can tell what's me, is what I'm going to tell you. There's 17 seconds that is of me. One vomit scene, and one behind my back. And there were reasons why. No,
the physical capabilities.
My back was. Have you guys know that they fractured my spine in the film, right?
No.
They did. There's a scene where I'm sitting up and down really fast. Mother, make it stop, it hurts, it burns. Well, it's well known. I'm not giving a secret. There was a cast made of my body, and that's the dummy that turns its head around. No, I can't turn my head around. I've tried. Anyway, so the metal frame that held my of my back had to be held by, it was a piece of material laced on the sides. The contraption went down through the bed and out the wall. The men pumping the equipment on the other side of the wall didn't know that my cries for help were real. Nobody knew. So the dialogue is make it stop, it hurts, it burns. And as I went forward and I came back, the equipment was literally pounding my lower spine. The tears are real. And that's what they chose to use in the film. So, years later, I went through the scoliosis and the this and the that, and it's why, like, my book, Going Vegan, talks about life and health and chiropractors, and I'm still walking.
Nice.
So, the film is magic. I want you to watch it differently. Listen to the dialogue. It's amazing. Watch the acting. It's amazing. The directing. Every time the camera takes you down the hallway to the room. Every time Ellen Burstyn says, "That's my little girl." That is not my little girl in there. Listen and watch. Without her pain, you wouldn't care. But that's why you care about me.
I definitely feel like it's one of those movies that when you saw it when you were younger, it's one thing. When you see it as an adult, it's something else.
Correct.
And that definitely affected me because we always rewatch everything before we screen. And it's something like, oh my goodness, if this happened to my child, this would be horrific. So moving, are there any other, obviously there's amazing special effects, and like you said, it was before digital and all of that. But so the movie opens, you have this amazing attention towards this film. It has obviously given you this, as you've said before, this amazing foundation to be a great spokesperson for animal rescue and the environment and humankind, basically, in general. How your love of animals goes way, 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 way back. It's not something that just started in 1997, although that's when, look, it's us. Hi. Tell us a little bit about really what was the catapult, I guess, the thing that happened that really made you think, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put literally everything she has, financially, physically, emotionally, into this charity and this cause?
I've been doing animal welfare for 30 years. In 1984, someone stole my Jack Russell out of my yard, my house, while I was at a meeting, a Hollywood meeting. It was hot. I didn't want her to, couldn't leave in the car. There was a dog door. It changed my life forever, and I was introduced to a police officer named Krista Rose at Last Chance for Animals. And he changed my life. That was my mentor. So I would go on stakeouts. There's so much.
Like a stakeout. Tell us what that's probably something. You're not staking out like Skid Row. What are you staking out? It could be Skid Row.
You're watching them illegally sell people's pets and shelter animals to medical research. And so I've been doing some really difficult things with animal welfare for so long. My head, I live in a different place. I'd love to be happy all the time. I'd love to go out. But guess what? I don't. So what Heather's asking is, when did it happen that I became 24/7, where I live on this property and I'm one of the biggest spokesperson people in America to say, stop. This must stop. Because it's not stopping. It's gotten worse. So for 30 years ago, I'm volunteering my time for the big organizations. I'm everywhere. I'm helping. I'm doing what I can, but it's not changing. So when my mother died, my personal dogs were a little older. They didn't really have to go, but God wanted them back, and He wanted to change my life. So whether it's cancer, autoimmune disease, I felt very alone. And so I had a dream, and the animals came and said, help us. Where's our person? And I felt what they felt. And I called a rescue in 1997 when it wasn't popular. Nobody knew, nobody rescued. And I said, how do you do this? And they said, can you drive to San Diego? There's a dog that will die at 5 o'clock. And I said, oh God, of course. And I did. Got home. My life changed. Nobody would help me. I got grease on Broadway. Nobody would help me. Nobody would sit my dog. So I got her to a trainer who got her to New York. I did grease. Came back. And a big pit bull followed me home. Oh my God, the news media said it would kill me. The news media said that, it was a monster. I didn't know what this pit bull was. Well, he changed my life. Anybody that knows the breed, he gave my heart back. I felt like he'd go smell the flowers, and I felt like it was the universe saying, remember to smell the roses, to smell the flowers, because life is so short. The dogs, the animals, they remind me every day to appreciate the ground, the trees. That's why I live in nature. The birds do tell you when something's happened. The animals will tell you if something happens. Saginaw's beautiful prayer is everything of how I feel. I live my life very much Native American. I'm a vegan. Nothing on me is leather. Nothing dies or suffers for me to survive. Right? The world can be better. So I became an environmentalist. I was animal welfare, not animal rights. There's a difference. Animal rights is a little more aggressive. And so in 17 years ago, I started rescuing, and then in 2003, I became a corporation to put my name on it. I'm responsible for it. There's politics. I talk to people constantly that are losing their homes, their dogs, their lives, their families. Things are splitting up. They don't even know half the time they're talking to me. I don't tell them. I'm a human being giving back. if I have an answer, if I can help, why not share and give